You need to take time to find your bread and butter trade. Ang focus is very important. Dahan-dahanin mo, huwag ka mafo-FOMO. Diba? I always tell you to trust the system. No, I want you to wait for a confirmation candle. Wait for this line to be broken. To never, ever do shortcuts in trading.
Kaya ang galing-galing talaga pag natutunan mo yung tinuturo ni coach bago na i-apply mo. Bago yung patient lang, yung patient tsaka yung discipline.
Si coach kasi, he's not just a content creator. Talagang mentor siya. Pinaglalaanan niya ng oras lahat ng videos niya. Not for him, not to get subscribers, pero para matuto tayo, para maging profitable tayo kagaya niya. Sobrang amazing lang kasi konti lang yung taong gano'n na hindi madamot, na hindi niya sasarilinin kung paano siya mag-earn ng pera. Si coach kasi mas gusto niya pang i-share yung blessings niya.
Nag-decide ako i-PM po kayo, nag-enroll po ako sa inyo sa beginner class. Ginawa ko po talaga everyday 3 to 4 videos na sa YouTube ang pinapanood ko, tapos ninonote ko pa talaga lahat.
Magpahinga ka. Hindi tatakbo yung market, hindi mauubos yung trade setup na yan. Find that bread and butter setup. Vulnerability in trading is our most accurate measurement of trading quotient. You have yet to see your success. You have yet to see your millions. Andiyan dyan na. Are you going to give up today? Or are you going to use the word not yet? Hi there, Miranda. I would like to invite each and every one of you to visit us in our website. In YouTube, please look for Coach Miranda Minor. No? And I'm also available in Facebook, Instagram, in Discord, in Twitter, in TikTok. Hanapin mo lang legitimate account ni Coach Miranda Minor. I will also put comment down below yung ating official link ng ating lahat ng mga official social media channels. And I look forward to seeing you there para matulungan ka rin namin, and you can actually join our thousands of Kamiranda community members for free. I'll see you, Kamiranda, and again, once again, maraming salamat sa malasakit, and I love you 3,000.
Hi, Coach Miranda Minor. We talked a few times na before, but I didn't get to formally introduce myself pa. So I'm good. I'm an airline pilot, and I'm elite university graduate. Beginner's class batch 21 and intermediate class batch 18. I'm also a former mentee of my high school classmate and barkada, si Mentor Luke. I want to take this opportunity lang to thank you, not only for teaching us a very safe and effective trading system, not only sa mga fundamental and technical analysis every night during live session, not only sa anatomy of fish and port creation ng intermediate class, but most importantly, I want to thank you coach for teaching us good trading psychology na pwede rin i-apply in real life scenarios. Thank you always coach for going the extra mile to help others, and sana huwag na magsasawang tumulong sa and yun lang. I love you 3,000 coach, and shout out ko na rin yung buong Miranda community. I love you 3,000x Miranda, and magmahalan lang tayo at maging possible.
Daily affirmation and commitment. Ako ay isang disiplinadong crypto trader. I will always plan my trades. I will not enter if it's not my bread and butter trade. I will say no to FOMO dahil I can always earn profits naman in my alpha trades. May tamang signals for buying and selling. Bakit ako manghuhula analysis? I will journal my trades because I want to know myself more. I know that my emotions will be known if I write them down. I will treat trading as a business, and that since I don't have a boss, I will make myself accountable to my losses. I will do all of this, I promise. Because alam ko, yayaman ako, uunlad ako, I can reach my dreams very soon. Trading is not a sprint, it is a marathon, and I am a millionaire. Millionaire trader, and I have a millionaire mindset. Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everyone?
Wake up, brother, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, Miranda. Isang magandang gabi at magandang lalaki at babae po tayong lahat. Today is August 26. It's Friday, 9:13 ng gabi. Naku, napaka-excited ko today. Grabe!
Yeah, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation.
Bukod sa 5 days na lang, sisilip na si Jose Marichan. Today we have a very, very special episode. Pag-uusapan natin, nako, ilang minutes na lang, Chairman Powell is going to give a keynote speech dyan in Jackson Hole Symposium, sponsored by another Fed state, no? Another federal state. And ito ay sponsored by Kansas Federal Government, no? It's actually a 2-day event. It's gonna be starting at 10 o'clock. Kaya nga naman, pagsimula ng market, napaka-indecisive. No, I'm looking at the stock market today. This is the very very indecisive market I have ever seen. Very indecisive. Tesla 0.57, Apple 0.49, Amazon 0.10. All right. Google negative 1.38. Facebook at negative 0.09, Amazon is 0.10, Nvidia is 0.44. It's very indecisive. Wala kang makitang conviction. So ano kaya ang gagawin ng market?
Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you...
And today, meron tayong game. Kailangan ko ng tulong nyo, Miranda. Kailangan ko ng tulong nyo because I'm going to make you decide who is the winner. Kanina po kasi nag-meeting kami ng mga moderators, medyo late tayo, nag-meeting kami ng mga moderators. Kami ay merong costume party. Meron kaming costume party. Ang aming theme ay buwan ng wika. May mga finalists po kami, pero dalawa doon nag-level up. So gagawin ko, kailangan ko ng inyong tulong. In the social media, we're going to post their picture. Kayo po ang magpipili ng mananalo. The winner is going to get 2,000 pesos. Kung sino po yung mananalo. Dalawa yan. Dalawang moderator ang nanalo. So, para mag-tiebreaker, kayo ang magta-tiebreak. You need to tell us. I think ang gagawin ng social media team, kapag napili nyo yung isang moderator, you need to do a thumbs up yata or a like. Tapos yung isa heart. Tingnan natin kami, Miranda. Tulungan nyo kami nun at paka-exciting na laro kanina yan.
Take 'em. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up.
21,900 resistance sa Bitcoin ngayon. No? Huwag nyo munang sabayan because anytime the market can reverse, the market can go up, the market can go down, mahirap maipit. Please, parang awa mo na, huwag mong sabayan ngayon. Let the market decide. Follow the market. Hindi pa nagsa-start, 10 o'clock pa yan, abangan natin. Okay? Type number 1 kung ready na.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. 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 Today's gonna be a good.
Sa mga bago sa ating channel, I'm going to discuss to you bakit gaano ka-importante, bakit sobrang importante ng sasabihin ni Powell maya-maya, no? Again, there is a 21,900 resistance na nakikita natin. 21,901 to be exact. Parang awa mo na, mag-intay ka at mag-antay po tayo ng ating confirmation of the market. Diyan mo magagamit ang kapangyarihan ng confirmation candle because we need the market to confirm kung ito ay aakyat, ito ay bababa. We need to have that confirmation. Okay? Huwag magbida-bida muna, sabay-sabay po tayo. We need to have a community move. Ngayon, I'm not going to give you a signal. Pilitin nyo ako. No, I'm kidding. But I'm going to explain to you kung bakit nga ba, no? Inaantay ng maraming tao ang confirmation ni Powell. Bakit nga ba? Let's all right now dive in.
Day, wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. So life ain't easy, yo. I think there's a reason, though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad, feeling good in my head when I'm lost.
Are you ready?
Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken. I got patience, one day at a time. It's how you operate.
Wait, thank you kanina kay Kuya Oliver and Kuya Justin. I like the show, no? Napakaganda. Trader's Guide on a Friday. TGOF.
Create a cadence, a flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life.
Alright, let's all do this.
Life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
Let's do this, Miranda. And of course, our program is brought to us by...
This program is brought to you by BingX, the world's fastest growing crypto app where you could find your next crypto gem and where trading is made easy.
Ayan. Alright, so, tulungan nyo muna akong hanapin sa 5 yan. Actually, ang finalist natin dyan sa 5 yan is si Mentor Oliver at si Mentor Justin. Sa 2 yan, ipopost po namin. Of course, thank you kay Kuya Dan. Salamat. And of course, kay Kuya Mike, yung bago nating moderator dyan in Discord. And of course, kay Kuya Brian Ikigay. Thank you. No? So ngayon, meron tayong magiging finalist. No? So from the 5, magiging 2 na lang. Sino sa tingin nyo
ang mananalo dito? Yan, tingnan natin ka Miranda, no? Of course, hayaan natin si marketing. Sino ba ang gusto nyong manalo? Sino ang for the win? Ha? Sino ang mas? Siyempre, in character sila kanina. Hindi ko alam kung anong character, hindi ko alam, marami yatang kinuhan tuwa. Character, siya naman ay sino ba to? Justin, sino ka ba dito, ha? Sino tingin niyo mananalo, no? So parang parang tindero ng ng tinapay. All right. So mamaya-maya we're going to have the social media team post that in our SOCMED. Tingnan niyo kung sino mananalo. And of course, medyo yung damit natin ngayon, Yan, damit natin all stars. Nako, kung pwede nga lang talagang magkomentaryo ngayon sa nangyari kahapon. Nabalitaan niyo ba ka? Okay, teka, before tayo lipat ng topic, I need to buy time kasi alas 10 pa yung Federal Reserve. Makinig muna kayo sa akin. So, sige, bumoto kayo. Sinong gusto nyo? Mentor Justin, in character, parang medyo Rizal na level up. O di ko alam kung sila Pulapu ba to o kung ano man ang Senator Oliver. Di ba? So, ay nako. Alright? So, tingnan natin mamaya wait for that. Anyways, let's now go with another topic. No? Wait lang. Ayan na, suot ko all stars, no? Alam mo, Miranda, ito lang masasabi kong comment diyan, Ito lang yung mako-comment natin. Kahit gaano ka all stars ang isang team. Kahit gaano ka all star 'yan. What will make them win? Type number 1 if you agree. What will make them win is their chemistry. Chemistry is what will make them win. Kahit ilagay mo dyan kung sino-sino. Hindi magaling. Okay, sabihin na natin, the problem is turnovers. Nung second quarter, di ba nung una, maganda yung laban? Di ba nung una, yung first quarter, medyo lamang pa ang Pilipinas? Di ba? Lamang pa yung Pilipinas eh. So what have happened on the next one? Di ba? Pasok mo si Kiefer, marami na inis kay Kiefer. Marami na inis kay Ravenna. Di ba? Yung turnover, Panginoon ko. 'Di ba? Yun yung fault doon eh. Yun yung fault doon. Kahit magaling ka, o sabihin mo ng opportunity din ni Kai, dapat umiilalim. Matatanda yung katabi niya eh. Panginoon ko, bata-bata nung kahit matangkad yun, mga bardagulan doon sa ilalim. 'Di ba? Kailangan umilalim ka, tangkad mo 7'3" ka eh. But my point is, doon din tayo sa mga magaganda. Ang ganda ng mga buzzer beaters. Talagang it's worth a game. And you need to remember, 4 lang po yun lamang. Hindi naman yan tambak. So dapat nanalo tayo. Ang problema, nanalo si Lebanon kasi ang tagal na ng team na yun. Parang imaginein mo yung Alaska noong mga 90s na Team Cone yung coach. Ayun yung ganun ka-gel together yung team na yun. So kahit mainis ka dyan, marami mga basketball guru ngayon, mga analyst, totoo lang. Pero syempre, tingnan natin yung next na laban nila this coming Tuesday. Sana ma-improve yung familiarity and chemistry ng team. Ang galing eh. You don't see, of course, no? Syempre, you have an NBA star there. Diba? Proud tayo dyan. You have a Kai Soto. And guys, Kai Soto is promising. Huwag niyong tanggalin sa mindset. Bata pa yan. Sinasabi ko sa inyo, wag lang pakawalan ng Pilipinas. Sana umayos ang management at yung politika dyan sa loob ng samahang basketball ng Pilipinas, ha? So, alam ko meron kasi naririnig ko din yan sa mga ibang YouTubers. Pero, sa akin, yun yung chemistry talaga. Nasaan mga comment dito? Overconfident ang Gilas. Sa totoo lang. Well, of course, tama si JFL, home court advantage. Totoo yun. Panginoon, dali mo sa arena kung di nagulantang yan sa sigawan ng mga Pilipino. Totoo yun. Siyempre, di ba, may mga sa East and West, may mga home court advantage ng NBA. Di ba? Celtics, palaging panalo sa home court nila. Paano pag Boston Celtics, lahat ng buong barangay na doon, puro green, di ba? So, totoo yan. Tama yung sinabi mo. But, yan, sabi ni Jeffrey, sa MOA Arena. Well, tama ka naman dyan, super. 'Di ba? Well, may mga tama ka din Sydney, may mga time na talagang alat din. Totoo 'yan. O wag naman sana yung may nangyari sa Australia na nagsuntukan. Wag naman sana ganun, guys. Di ba? Totoo yun. Totoo yan, Raven. Dali mo sa Pilipinas yan, ewan ko. Dala. Alright. Oo, tama. Home court advantage. Tama. Yan. Anyways, yun ang point natin. Guys, I think this is a good team. Tingin ko may advantage tayo eh. Tingin ko, nagkataon lang yung chemistry ng mga gurang dyan sa Lebanon. Matatagal ng team yan eh. May nag-comment pa nga na, I think it was James Yap na nakalaban pa daw nila yun last time. Ayoko. At tatanda na pala ng mga kalaban nila. Anyways, that's my point, guys. No? So, let's just buy a little bit of time kasi we need to wait until 10. So, yun ang point natin doon. So, chemistry. And not just on basketball, any contact sports na may team game ka, dapat alam mo hilatsa nung galaw nung isa. Diba? Yung mga loose balls, turnovers, air balls, may iiwasan mo yun. Siyempre may kaba ka din kahit papano, lalo na kay Kai. Magaling si Kai, sa totoo lang, magaling yan. I-develop pa natin, SBP, galingan natin. No? If we need to have a Jordan Clarkson level, naturalized players, wala ako sa mga, hindi ako against sa mga Junmar Fajardo. Pero sa akin, mag-naturalize tayo ng mga magagaling na and we train them. 'Di ba? We train them, may laban tayo, guys. May laban ng Pilipinas. Hindi tayo papahuli. Worldwide, alam ko number 38 tayo worldwide eh. 'Di ba? May laban tayo, suportahan natin. Ipanalangin din natin, huwag tayo masyadong magaling-galing. 'Di ba? Yun lang, chemistry lang at tingin ko inalat na nung second quarter onwards. Kaya pa naman. Iwasan lang, ang daming missed opportunities eh. Alam mo yung, of course, hindi mo ako sobrang galing, no? Hindi nga ako magaling. But magaling ako mag-analyze. Di ba? Yung missed opportunities eh, yun ang sayang eh. Sabi nga ni Coach Chot nung naglaban sila with Korea, may tinatawag na mga hustle points, guys eh. Di ba? In basketball, hindi lang superstar yung nakaka-shoot. In basketball, yung mga hustle points, yung mga non-scoring department, 'di ba? Yung rebound, yung maayos na pag-pass, 'di ba? Yung assist, 'di ba? Yung mga non-scoring department, yun yung mahalaga even on volleyball, 'di ba? Yung digs, yung tosses, yung excellent sets, mga non-scoring 'yan, but that will make someone hit the good spike. That will make someone go on an open area na walang bantay sa ilalim. Yun yung mga non-scoring department. So, hinighlight yan ni Chot nung laban sa Korea. Diba? Hinighlight na yan. Anyways. Ay, totoo yan. Sabi ko nga, Jackbirds, ang daming turnovers, parang walang chemistry nga. Anyways. Ayan. Hindi ginamit yung Fibonacci's. Diba? Totoo yan. Pinauros. Totoo yan. Tingin ko, sobrang liit. Guys, let's give it to them as well. Huwag tayong maalat sa kanila. Yung preparation time, imagine natin na nag-prepare yan ng maayos. Magaling eh. Makita mo naman sa mga laro, di ba? At wag nating awayin si Raven. Wag nating awayin, di ba? You know, meron pa ding laban. Siguro in the international court, sabi ko nga again, no? We need to make more practice. And I think we're going to make good show next time. Home court advantage, yes. Home court sa Pilipinas. And tayo kasi yung host, automatic qualify na tayo sa FIBA. Guys, host ang Pilipinas this time. Baka di nyo alam ha. Host tayo. So, iikot yan. Diba? Iikot siya ng mga tournament courts. Diba? So, nako. Sabi ko, nagkaisa ang Pilipino. Naku. Diba? Anyways, that's my commentary since sa pag-uusapan din, nagsuot ako ng siyempre. Usapan natin yan at let's all pray na magkaroon tayo ng statement win. Yung gusto ko yung tambak yung kalaban. Diba? And knowing na 2 araw pa lang silang, limited time rather, sila nagkakabuo ng chemistry. Tingin ko naman, and sana long term, wag lang dito na dahil sponsor tayo or final sign, dapat long term, again, ulit-ulit sinasabi, we need to naturalize players, we need to get naturalized players, we need to get that, and yung training natin, hindi one month, Panginoon ko. Alam natin may paparating na ganitong event eh. Alam natin eh. We need to have a deep bench. Yung may huhugot ka dyan, magic yung bunot mo. We need to have a deep bench. Yung ABC Cup nung volleyball, di ba? Wala yung superstar si Alyssa. May COVID si Alyssa eh. No? Sabi ko nga, get well, Alyssa. Di ba? Sino nag-step up nung laban nila kay Korea? Yung maganda, si Gumabaw. Nag-step up siya. Tsaka yung isang maganda pa sa kabila, ano pangalan no? Yung may kulay buhok pala, si Tots Carlos. Sila yung nag-step up. So even if your superstar is not there, yung dapat yung bench mo malalim, everyone can step up and do the game. Natalo Korea. Talo. Yung game nila with China, yung volleyball, pinahirapan nila. Although 3-set loss sila, dikit ka, Miranda. Imagine mo, China volleyball yun, ha? Dumidikit ka. That's because the team has chemistry. Ang tagal na nilang magkaka-team, kakakilala. Although Gumabaw is from Lasal, di ba? Pumunta sila bumuo ng Creamline, sister group nila si Choco Mucho. Kahit hindi imagine mo imaginein mo Miranda ha. Tots Carlos is from Diliman, 'di ba? Sino pa yung isa? Meron silang isang pair from Adamson. Yung isa si Gia Morado is from Ateneo. So magkakaibang team 'yan, but they are very much training as a chemistry. 'Yun ang pinakamahalaga doon. Another thing, nung sumali tayo in Southeast Asian Games, binunot lahat na magagaling on the volleyball roles. Meron kang magaling na setter, imagine mo yung spiker mo 6'5", 6'4". Ang lalaki nung spikers. Hindi tayo nananalo. Bakit? Hindi na magkakilala yung mga yan eh. Binunot mo lang yan sa kanya-kanyang school na magagaling na department. You need to build yung excellent sets. You need to know yung skill nung isa. Yun ang pinakamahalaga doon. Anyways, nadala na ako. 9:32 na. Let's all move on, Kamiran. Let's all move on with our show for today. Let me just try to check our market. If we're going to open really, really strong. Okay, Nasdaq opened red, no? It's opening red. Let me just open our show today. All right. Yun. Si Galanza pala. Team Laguna, sabi ng mga nakikinig sa atin. Thank you. Yun yung maganda. Miss Just Penny, yes. Oo. Yes, Galanza. Correct. Thoughts nag-improve na nung punta sa Krillman. Totoo yan, kasi nagkaroon siya ng highlight. Alam mo, ito guys, kwento ko sa inyo. Kailan makakaalam nito? And of course, I will not tell everything because wala naman akong permission from Alyssa Valdez. Ang sabi ko lang sa kanya, ang galing nung Coach Sherwin nyo ngayon. Nakinig muna kayo kwento muna tayo. Ang galing nung Coach Sherwin nyo ngayon. Bakit? Di ba galing sila kay Thai Bundit? Di ba? Inspired ng Thai coach eh. Ang galing nung Sherwin, ang ginawa niya, nung semifinals, hindi niya nilabas yung mga superstar. Sino pinaglaro niya nung semifinals? Pinagod niya si Taiwan King Whale, di ba? Pinagod niya, nilabas niya yung mga semi-stars niya. Pagdating nung finals, tambak si King Whale. Panginoon ko, pinasok si Alyssa. Di ba? Pinasok si Galanza, si Tots, alternative yung tatlo, and Gia Morado. Pag pinagsama-sama mo yan, tinago ni Sherwin eh. So yung kalaban, they were not able to see. Pinagod nila nung nag-finals, panalo tayo. Number 2, maganda kasi, di ba, pag nag-zone 6 open ka, kailangan binablock mo dito tapos in-open mo, meron kang defense sa kabila. Nakita niyo yung laro ni, sino yung libero na napakagaling? Noong nakaraan, Atienza, ang galing. Sabi ko, totoo ba to? Napaka-underrated na libero. Talagang lahat tumatama, sinasalo niya yung defense. Sabi ko, nag-i-improve ang libero ng Pilipinas, yung defense natin. I-close mo sa kabila, i-open mo dito, i-abang mo si Atienza. Nako, kahit China, matatalo yan. So anyways, magaling si Sherwin. Magaling yung coach na yan. Maganda yung ginawa niyang laro kila. Although si Alyssa got COVID. I hope you get well, Alyssa, no? And of course, Gia Morado was there. Well, in fairness with Morado versus, ano pangalan nung isa guys? Yung isang nagsiset sa kanila, ano pangalan nun? In fairness naman doon sa kabila, mas magaling si Gia. Kaya nung pumasok si Gia, di ba natalo sila with, Miss Penny, ano pangalan nung una nilang kalaban, natalo sila doon eh. Vietnam. Kata mo ano pangalan nung sorry, dami na talagang lumilibad yung mga pangalan sa akin eh. Si G4 ba yun? Si T4? Ang tangkad nung, ang bilis pumalo. Ang galing. Sabi ko, Teka na yan. Negrito yun. Si Negrito. Grabe guys. Grabe talaga. Mas magaling si Gia doon. Kaya sabi ko, balik tayo doon sa topic ni Gilas. Tingin ko mas okay na mas okay na merong chemistry. I think there should be chemistry in terms of of the game. Okay, there should be chemistry in terms of the game. All right. Nasaan na tayo? Nasaan na tayo, Miranda? Where are we now? Any questions? Pati yung mga comments nyo dito. Tingin. Mind game din. Very good, very good. Thought Super Saiyan Carlos. Yan. Yan, tama. Lenski si Negrito. Oo. Ano masasabi mo kay Coach Chot? Ano sa tingin nyo? Ano sa tingin nyo, guys? Alright. Okay. Tingnan natin yung mga comment nyo dito. Sabi ni Paul Madrid, Coach, si EJ File at Marlo Aquino. Huy, high school pa lang ako nila. College yata ako nun. Di ba? Coach Miranda, uy, salamat. Shoutout from Japan, Arki Gaming. Yan. Alright. Okay, kailangan ng positive mindset. Totoo yan. Alright. Japet was there Galing. Buti na nila yun. Alright. Anyways. Let's do this. Let's now go with our show for today. Let's now go with our presentation today. All right. Okay, huwag niyo awain si Japet kayo talaga. Okay, let's now move on. Let's now open our presentation today. All right. Uy, thank you sa mga nanonood today. Thank you guys. Let's now do this. Okay, let us now do this. I like this view kasi nakikita ko yung mga chats nyo sa online. All right. Let's now do this, Miranda, let's now do our Nasdaq, So Nasdaq is actually nearing again another potential breakout, Ayan. So kunin natin ito from a day perspective. Let's actually go now on a 1 hour. Yan. So nakikita niyo dito that potentially, let me just try to make sure I adjust. Okay. Yan. Nagkaroon siya ng breakout ng mga nakakaraang araw. Pero technically sinalo ng 12,898, And of course, it's actually almost on a breakout today. Tingnan natin, We're going to see kung ito ay tutuloy-tuloy pataas, but it looks like the technical stocks, or the high risk stocks kumbaga that are under Nasdaq are green today, It's a mixed bag. Tesla 0.28, Netflix 0.48, Microsoft 0.22, Meta at 0.78, Amazon at 0.01. Okay? Let's now go to Bitcoin. Okay, yan. So from a Bitcoin perspective, yan, nagkaroon obviously based na napakarami na nating analysis na ginawa, Nagkaroon po ng yung tawag nating trend line support within this area. Within this area, nagkaroon po ng trend line support, And of course, i-adjust na lang natin ng konti yan. What's important here, Miranda, what's very, very important here is saan ito pupunta? Where is this going to go? Where is this going to go? Now, pag-usapan natin what is driving this market today. Okay. All right. Sabi ko po sa inyo that yan, on August 26 for today, we're going to be waiting for Powell's speech. Bakit ba importante yung sinasabi ni Powell mamayang alas 10? No, it's important because Powell is the last man to say the direction of the market. Okay? So Powell, Jackson Hole. Okay? Mapin natin. Yan. Sabi din dito, European market is flat. They're all waiting for the Jackson speech as well. Tingnan po natin yung market ng Europe. European market is actually technically almost flat. Look at this, no? 0.56, 0.12, 0.08, 0.56, 0.12, 0.22. This is technically just flat market. No, it's actually a flat market. They're all waiting. They're all waiting. Okay? So because of that, all right, because of that, they're all waiting for the confirmation of Jerome Powell. All right. Let's now do this, guys. So when you look into this, bakit importante na malaman natin yung sinasabi niya? Because for the most part, yung ating fundamentals, you have a couple of fundamentals, guys, no? Wala pa siya halos effect, no, for the month of August. We need to have a September driver, no? A September driver, no? Take note nyo to, hindi ko nakapakita to, but these are the drivers for the month of September, except for yung August pa lang may driver na tayo coming from the Fed chief in the US. Alright? Okay. Aside from this, tingnan natin yung mga sinabi ko naman nakakaraang mga araw. Let me just try to open some of my slides. There you go. Yan. So as I've said, no, ito matagal na to, walang political driver today. Ito, yung dalawa, hindi sila nag-agree on recession. The last time that they were speaking, they're not agreeing. But eventually, all indicators are driving a potential bull market. Ano ba yung mga indicators na yan? Isa-isahin natin. Unang-una, indicators is your indicator is obviously dollar strength is another indicator. Tumataas ba yung dolyar? Habang tumataas ang interest rates ng US, tumataas ang presyo ng dolyar, nade-depreciate yung ibang currency. So the other central banks are also increasing like the Philippines and other European markets, no? Let's actually look into your inversion, no? It's still inverted today because we're currently at 0.48. Your 10-year is down at 3.05 and your 2-year is actually 3.3 already. So there's actually a delta of 0.32 on the inversion. So technically, mas mataas ang 10 years which means potentially dapat bull run na tayo. Okay? Volatility perspective, bumaba ang volatility, nagkaroon ng technical resistance support breakdown. VXN and VIX are actually on a downward slope as well. So with that said, aside from this, what other positive indicators came in? The price of oil. The price of oil is actually down to $91 each. No, the price of oil is actually down $91 each within this territory. So tingin po natin for the most part, if this one does a breakdown, ang mangyayari dito, this one can further go down, the price of oil. And oil is actually a very volatile, isa sa mga argument ng mga analyst yan. Sinasabi nila, huwag kayo mag-overreact sa mababang inflation kasi driver niyan is oil. Oil can always go up anytime and eventually CPI can go up again. So sinasabi nila dyan that US oil going down can drive the market on a rally. Okay. So with that said, kapag si Jerome Powell nagsabi na sila ay magiging dovish. Ano ba ang sabihin ng dovish or dovish? Yan. Medyo Pilipino yung accent natin, but of course it's dovish. Dovish. No, kaya Powell, 'di ba? Ganyan ang mga Amerikano. Pero Pilipino tayo, sa Pilipino ang ating accent. So ang ating dovish, when you say it's a dovish approach, okay? ito yung pwede niyang sabihin. Pwede niyang sabihin maya-maya. Ano ba yung mga example of dovish statements? We have indicators that are showing that our market is on a slowdown. The economy is slowing down. Ergo, what we need to do is to become data dependent, and we're going to slightly, tame down our interest rates. Kapag sinabi ngayon, maya-maya, sinasabi ko sa inyo, lilipad ang market na to. Pero, kapag sinabi niya that there are indicators that we are aware of, okay? And we believe that we need to further strengthen, parang minutes of the meeting before ng Fed. We need to strengthen our approach, no? Ang tawag naman doon, you are looking for a hawkish. Yan. A hawkish meaning you're going to raise interest rates. Yan. Yung dovish is you need to lessen interest rates. So sabihin nila dyan, okay, no, we need to make sure we manage inflation, blah, 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 blah. And we were going to become even more stringent. We're going to put 100 basis points increase this coming September 21, blah, blah, blah. Nako, babagsak ang market. Babagsak yan. You need to remember, nagsasali-saliwa ang mga indicators ngayon. No? Sali-saliwa, ang ganda ng jobless report, ang ganda ng employment report, ang ganda ng CPI. Pero ang CPI, ibig sabihin, mababa yung inflation. Pero yung jobless report, gumaganda yung performance ng market. So, nahihilo na yung mga investors. Ano bang follow namin? So, because naka-crossroad dyan, si Powell, nasa gitna siya, he needs to tell us what needs to be done. And you need to remember, hindi naman retailer nakikinig sa kanya eh. Who's listening to Powell is actually the institutions, the big companies, the banks. They're listening to him. And that's what we all need to wait later today. So even the European market is waiting. Diba? They're actually waiting. Washington Post said, 31 minutes ago, Jackson Powell's speech will stir speculation on rates. 41 minutes ago, we'll discuss inflation, Fed rate hikes. Fed rate hikes. So with that said, Miranda, napaka-importante ng alas 10 ng umaga. Napaka-importante niyan, no? Yan. Napaka-importante niyan. I will try to broadcast it here. Lahat tayo makikinig, and then eventually we're going to discuss ano ba yung potential impact. Pero ang gusto kong gawin mo ngayon, ikulong mo na si Bitcoin, no? Ikulong mo na siya sa isang price point. Yan. I'm going to use this support line. I'm going to use this support line. Gagamitin ko ito. Okay? And I'm going to use this trend line. Okay, Miranda, medyo ito medyo this is actually way back November 2021. Kapag ito, sinasabi ko sa inyo, Miranda, pag ayan, nako. Pag ayan, alam nyo na. Sana naman ibuga ng market pataas yan. No? Another thing, let's go to Ethereum. No? Let's go to Ethereum. Si Ethereum, maganda rin ang takbo niya. Tingnan mo yan, no? Guys, magkakamukha yan. All-time high yan, no? Noong November. Kakamukha yan. Pag ito bumasag, tatlo yan Tatlo yan, You're going to wait for your September 16 merge. September 20, your deadline. Ito yung pinakadulo. September 20, Ethereum needs to break out. Ethereum must break out. Yun na po yung dulo ng kanyang consolidation. Kasi ito, guys, you need to look at this, Nakikita nyo itong pinakailalim na to. This is way back 2019. Okay, this is way back 2019. So tatandaan ninyo, this is a multi-month resistance. This is a multi-year, Panginoon ko, multi-year support. So ilang taon na yan, aantayin lahat natin. Excuse me guys, wait lang. Sorry. So multi-year for Ethereum. The same thing for Bitcoin. Yung nakita mo sa ilalim, ito, this one. This one is actually a support way back March 2020, ha? March 2020 yan. Okay? So March 2020, you have a multi-year support. Multi-year support, and you have a multi-month resistance. No? So what needs to be done here, Miranda, is we need to make sure na ito pong price na ito is babantayan po natin. No? We're going to wait for this price. Kapag ito bumasag, ang magiging strong support natin, a multi-year support, is 19,000. 19,000. Just give me a second. We're going to wait for a strong support at around, yan, bababa pa dito, 19,847. Yung pinakamalalim po natin is going to become somewhere around 19,000. This is a multi-year. Panginoon ko, galing siya dito, guys. So, kita mo yan, 2020, 2022. So, yung sasalo dito, itong yellow line na to, is a support way back 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So, this is a 2 years support, which make this very, 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 very strong. Okay? So, pag yan bumaba dyan, pwedeng soplain, itulak yan pataas ni Bitcoin. Pwede niyang, ng support. Pwede niyang itulak yan dyan. So, support yan dito. Then, this can potentially go higher. Pero, tatandaan natin, yung aantayin natin, sana itulak yan pataas. That way, pag tinulak niya yan pataas, babasagin niya yung multi-month resistance natin. Okay? To be honest with you, I'm supposed to do this in all members, pero sabi ko hindi na, ilalive ko na lang for free ito. Okay? Naiintindihan niyo ba yun? Type number 1 kung nakikita na yung nakikita ni Coach. Okay, guys, palike naman yung live natin if you've learned something today. Palike our live today. All right. Okay. All right, any questions, guys? Do you have any questions here? Meron ba kayong questions, guys? Okay, we're good. Okay. All right, we're good. All right. Okay. So, at this point, anong oras na ba? 9:54. 9:54. So, lahat po naghihintay, hindi lang po tayo, ha? Everyone is actually waiting. European market flat ahead of Powell Jackson speech. Yan, lahat po tayo. Basahin natin ito, CNBC. Yan. Sabi dito, European markets were choppy on Friday afternoon as a global attention turns into US Federal Reserve. Yan. Yan. So technically, they're just parroting the numbers. And sabi dito, yan, kasabi ko lang sa inyo, US stocks open flat. Diba? Exactly what they're reporting, exactly what I'm saying in our live. No, US stocks were little changed. No, because everyone is waiting for the speech by Powell. No, he's actually going to talk at 10 o'clock speech at Central Bank Annual Symposium in Jackson Hole in Wyoming. Alright, eksakto sa ating live for today. Alright, so ngayon, on the current price point, ang gagawin naman natin, papalitin natin yung mundo nito. We're going to look for a 1 hour. Mapapansin mo, meron siyang paglaban, no? If you're going to use this smaller support, kukunin natin itong support na to. We're going to use that. So of course, napaka-choppy ng market. So the market will just give you a little bit of this, no? The market will give you these types. And of course, kanina meron din siyang ginawang common resistance breakout. Parang yung ginawa ko kanina for Cardano, no? So from a Cardano perspective, you have your swing high, you have your swing low. Meron ka makikitang Fibonacci somewhere there, no? So gagawin po natin, Miranda, today kukulungin natin. So we're going to look for a smaller area to put your resistance here. Yan, kunin natin yan. And eventually, we're going to look for your support area somewhere here. Dugtong-dugtungin lang natin. Dugtong-dugtungin natin. Ito muna yung kukunin natin support. Ang mahalaga, nakakuha tayo ng support. Okay? So, pagliliitin natin, nagkaroon siya a little bit of a breakout. Kaya nakakita ka ng ganitong resistance. So, kailangan nating basagin si 21,811. Kailangan ko makita ng confirmation of that particular breakout. Kailangan ko makita niyan. Otherwise, ito po ay potentially babagsak in our common support area. In this case here, 17,000. Pangalawa at pangatlo here. Kukunin ko yan. Ito yung pagiging choppy ng market, guys. No? Pagiging choppy niya yan. In a bigger picture. Kasi nga, the market needs to go higher. We need to see, kaya hindi mo nga babayan, wala namang confirmation kasi yan. Dito papasok yung confirmation candles natin. Walang confirmation. The market is very choppy. When you say the market is choppy, definition natin. A choppy market yan. So, where prices swing up and down considerably, either in the short term, is associated with a rectangular chart patterns in volatile periods where a trend is not present. Where a trend is not present. Ibig sabihin yan, wala kang common support and resistance. No? If you look into a triangular trend, sumasali-saliwa yan. That's what you call a choppy market. Tingnan natin ito, yan. Tanggalin natin itong kanyang picture. Yan. Napapansin mo that when a choppy market happens, kunin mo dito yung kanyang support, mapapansin mo yung kanyang mga, ito guys, TA 101 na to ha, pang university na to. Mapapansin mo, hindi siya tumutuloy-tuloy pababa. Iba-iba yung kanyang support line. This is a choppy market. Buti nga sa risk, meron siyang common dun, diba? Pero nakita mo, sumasali-saliwa din. Ibig sabihin, the market isn't showing a trend pattern. Wala siyang pattern. Kasi nga, everyone is waiting. Everyone is waiting, no? Everyone is waiting for a market direction from Powell. Okay? For the past couple of days, ganyan, isang linggo na yan. Bakit? Kasi nga, everyone's waiting for this day. They want someone to confirm whether it's gonna be a up or a down. Okay? FYI, what is choppy market? Yun ang very, very simple explanation. Magulo. Walang kilalang common support and resistance. No? Hanapin mo talaga siya. You need to wait for that to happen. Okay? All right. Let's now do this, Miranda. Ilong natin. Pasensya na kayo, ha. Tingin ko na talaga mag-live. Okay, 9:59 already. We're going to go on a quick break, Miranda. I'm gonna be right back. And I will talk to you guys after the commercial break. Thank you.
Step 1, wake up, brother, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Pag nag-e-exam ako, yun makikita ko. Yun lagi nakikita ko. Tapos parang ano yan way of, wina-welcome mo yung positive energy and ina-achieve ko, di ba?
Simple lang dahil bukod sa pagiging profitable at proven and effective ang Miranda Miner trading system, napakarami mong pwedeng matutunan kay Coach Miranda Miner na hindi mo matutunan sa ibang mga mentor.
Ako po kasi talagang ang hinahanap-hanap ko yung one-on-one coaching. Gusto ko po kasi magkaroon ng personal relationship sa coach or mentor ko. Matanong kasi ako. Kaya perfect po talaga para sa akin ang mentoring class.
Mapapolish mo talaga yung skills mo as a trader at kung anong types of trader ka. Para dun sa mga taong nagdadalawang isip o natatakot na subukan yung crypto trading or alamin yung crypto trading, nahandito ang...
Hey guys, so the speech is already happening. Yan, ongoing na yung speech niya. Ayokong mag-usap na tayo. No? I want us to focus on what he's going to say. Yan. So if I'm going to show to you here,
reducing inflation is likely to require a sustained period of below-trend growth. Moreover, there will very likely be some softening of labor market conditions. While higher interest rates, slower growth, and softer labor market conditions will bring down inflation, they will also bring some pain to households and businesses. These are the unfortunate costs of reducing inflation. But a failure to restore price stability would mean far greater pain. The U.S. economy is clearly slowing from the historically high growth rates.
So guys, what are we going to do is this, no? Hindi ko pwedeng himayin while he is talking. I will end the live, I will resume the live, I will stop talking now. I'm going to play whatever is he saying. I will try to go back live after this speech. Okay? So all of us, we're just gonna be listening with what he's going to say. Let's all listen, okay? Because I need to see the market. Okay? I'll be right back, guys.
Of 2021, the economy following the pandemic recession. While the latest economic data have been mixed, in my view, our economy continues to show strong underlying momentum. The labor market is particularly strong, but it is clearly out of balance, with demand for workers substantially exceeding the supply of available workers. Inflation is running well above 2%, and high inflation has continued to spread through the economy. While the lower inflation readings for July are certainly welcome, a single month's improvement falls far short of what the committee will need to see before we are confident that inflation is moving down. So, we are moving our policy stance purposefully to a level that will be sufficiently restrictive to return inflation to 2%. At our most recent meeting in July, the FOMC raised the target range for the federal funds rate to 2.25% to 2.5%, which is in the summary of economic projections range of estimates of where the federal funds rate is projected to settle in the longer run. In current circumstances, with inflation running far above 2% and the labor market extremely tight, estimates of longer run neutral are not a place to pause or stop. July's increase in the target range was the second 75 basis point increase in as many meetings, and I said then that another unusually large increase could be appropriate at our next meeting. We are now about halfway through the intermeeting period. Our decision at the September meeting will depend on the totality of the incoming data and the evolving outlook. At some point, as the stance of monetary policy tightens further, it likely will become appropriate to slow the pace of increases. Restoring price stability will likely require maintaining a restrictive policy stance for some time. The historical record cautions strongly against prematurely loosening policy. Committee participants' most recent individual projections from the June SEP showed the median federal funds rate running slightly below 4% through the end of 2023. Participants will update their projections at the September meeting. Our monetary policy deliberations and decisions build on what we've learned about inflation dynamics, both from the high and volatile inflation of the 1970s and 1980s, and from the low and stable inflation of the last quarter century. And in particular, we're drawing on three important lessons that I'll highlight. The first lesson is that central banks can and should take responsibility for delivering low and stable inflation. It may seem strange now that central bankers and others once needed convincing on these two fronts. But as former Chairman Ben Bernanke has shown, both propositions were widely questioned during the Great Inflation period. Today, we regard these questions as settled. Our responsibility to deliver price stability is unconditional. It is true that the current high inflation is a global phenomenon, and that many economies around the world face inflation as high or higher than seen here in the United States. It's also true, in my view, that the current high inflation in the United States is the product of strong demand and constrained supply, and that the Fed's tools work principally on aggregate demand. None of this diminishes the Federal Reserve's responsibility to carry out our assigned task of achieving price stability. There is clearly a job to do in moderating demand to better align with supply. We are committed to doing that job. The second lesson is that the public's expectations about future inflation can play an important role in setting the path of inflation over time. Today, by many measures, longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored. That is broadly true of surveys of households, businesses, and forecasters, and of market-based measures as well. But that is not grounds for complacency, with inflation having run well above our goal for some time. If the public expects that inflation will remain low and stable over time, then, absent major shocks, it likely will. Unfortunately, the same is true of expectations of high and volatile inflation. During the 1970s, as inflation climbed, the anticipation of high inflation became entrenched in the economic decision-making of businesses and households. The more inflation rose, the more people came to expect it to remain high, and they built that belief into wage and price decisions. As former Chairman Paul Volcker put it at the height of the Great Inflation in 1979, inflation feeds in part on itself, so part of the job of returning to a more stable and more productive economy must be to break the grip of inflationary expectations. One useful insight into how actual inflation may affect expectations about its future path is based in the concept of rational inattention. When inflation is persistently high, households and businesses must pay close attention and incorporate inflation into their economic decisions. When inflation is low and stable, they are freer to focus their attention elsewhere. Former Chairman Alan Greenspan put it this way: for all practical purposes, price stability means that expected changes in the average price level are small enough and gradual enough that they do not materially enter business and household financial decisions. Of course, inflation has just about everyone's attention right now, which highlights a particular risk today. The longer the current bout of high inflation continues, the greater the chance that expectations of higher inflation will become entrenched. And that brings me to the third lesson, which is that we must keep at it until the job is done. History shows that the employment costs of bringing down inflation are likely to increase with delay, as high inflation becomes more entrenched in wage and price setting. The successful Volcker disinflation of the early 1980s followed multiple failed attempts to lower inflation over the previous 15 years. A lengthy period of very restrictive monetary policy was ultimately needed to stem high inflation and to start the process of getting inflation down to the low and stable levels that were the norm until the spring of last year. Our aim is to avoid that outcome by acting with resolve now. So, these lessons are guiding us as we use our tools to bring inflation down. We are taking forceful and rapid steps to moderate demand so that it comes into better alignment with supply and to keep inflation expectations anchored. We will keep at it until we're confident the job is done. Thank you. Expectations anchored. We will keep at it until we're confident the job is done. Stem high inflation and to start the process of getting inflation down to the low and stable levels that were the norm until the spring of last year. Our aim is to avoid that outcome by acting with resolve now. So, these lessons are guiding us as we use our tools to bring inflation down. We are taking forceful and rapid steps to moderate demand so that it comes into better alignment with supply and to keep inflation expectations anchored. We will keep at it until we're confident the job is done. Thank you.
Step 1, wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Pag nag-e-exam ako, yun makikita ko. Yun lagi nakikita ko. Tapos parang ano yan eh, way of, winawelcome mo yung positive energy and ina-achieve ko, di ba? Pero,
Simple lang dahil bukod sa pagiging profitable at proven and effective ang Miranda Minor trading system, napakarami mong pwedeng matutunan kay Coach Miranda Minor na hindi mo matutunan sa ibang mga mentor.
Ako po kasi talagang ang hinahanap-hanap ko yung one-on-one coaching. Gusto ko po kasi magkaroon ng personal relationship sa coach or mentor ko. Matanong kasi ako. Kaya perfect po talaga para sa akin ang mentoring class.
Mapapolish mo talaga yung skills mo as a trader at kung anong types of trader ka. Para dun sa mga taong nagdadalawang isip o natatakot na subukan yung crypto trading or alamin yung crypto trading, nahandito ang Global Miranda Mining System para i-provide sa inyo ang mga necessary data in a way na mas madali nyo siyang maiintindihan.
Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons.
Okay, we're back. Nako. Kamusta, naiintindihan niyo ba? Parang feeling, sorry, medyo talagang sakit ng ilong ko. Naiintindihan niyo ba, Miranda, yung sinabi ni Powell? I have a little bit of notes na tinake down natin. But basically, sino bang ready na dito? Are you guys ready? Mata niyo yung ating candles today, no? Let me just maximize my screen. So, guys, ang basic na sinabi ni Powell, mamaya na kayo mag-chat, no? Interpret na natin ang sinasabi nila. Okay, give me a second. Okay, sorry guys, sorry if I keep on I have runny nose. Meron kasi akong allergy kanina na nangyari nung nag-meeting kami ng mga mentors. Alright, so basically, ang ating important price point is 21, as I've said kanina, no? Nung nagda-live tayo, 21,811. Okay? So, even on a lower time frame, itong support natin, this is going to be the support. Ito po yung gagawin nating resistance, no? So, mag-aantay tayo ng basag on this particular price point. No? Okay, ano ba yung sinabi niya kanina? What did Powell say? No, kaya hindi gaano nagre-react yung market. No, everyone is actually waiting even the market. So, what's actually happening right now, no? So, unang-una, iintayin natin for the price to break out on a 21,811 tulad ng binigay natin, and the market followed, no? The market followed on that resistance. Kaya nga, the market is actually on this not really a correction, but tinutok-tok niya yan pataas. Excuse me guys, wait lang. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. It's gonna be your current price resistance na kailangan nating irespeto. Ngayon, from a support perspective, the market is going to decide kung ibababa niya yan. Within this area, because ngayon, I'm sure all of you are let me tell you kasi kung ano yung sinabi niya, hindi gumagalaw yung market. So basically, here and here is going to be your resistance. Here's going to be your support. Within this area, Miranda, within this area, we need to just scout this market. We need to see some decisions na gagawin if the market will bring the price here or here. Ito lang yung sinabi niya. ito yung one of the most important things that he said. What he said was, we need to keep on doing what we ought to do to continue the demand destruction. Ulitin ko yung pinakahuling sinabi niya, ha? Kung ko narinig or naiintindihan ninyo eh. Or kung nawala man yung aking meron ako kasing telecast with them, no? So na-close ko lang dito. But basically what he's trying to say is we're going to do everything that we need to do to do demand destruction and to fight inflation. Wala siyang sinabi na kumbaga the root word is nag-play safe lang siya. Basically everything that we know already. We're actually hoping that sabihin niya na we're going to decrease inflation, we're going to decrease CPI interest rates rather. Like everyone is waiting, not just me, no? Everyone actually is waiting for this speech. So bakit hindi gumagalaw? Wala naman siya sinabing important eh. He's playing safe. We're going to do more research. Dapat gumalaw na yan kanina pa. So we're going to wait up until end of the day, tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman yung symposium. Tingnan natin, no? But we'll see, guys. Let's not overreact at this point. Kahit wala siyang sinabing definitive, we're going to do more research on what the potential market direction is going to be based on the symposium na ito. Ayan, so kakapalabas lang. Tingnan natin how the big banks are going to react. Yan. Ayan. So sabi niya, warns of some pain ahead. No? We'll see kung tutuloy ng market, if they're going to react. But basically, on the way I heard it is there's nothing really special. No? Sinabi lang naman talaga lahat niya na kailangan nilang gagawin. They're going to be really fighting inflation. Lahat no, expected na yun. The market is already aware of that. No? But the market is, ini-expect ng market na meron bang kakaiba sa lahat ng sasabihin mo, no, that can help us make our own big decision. Let's see what's happening in the stock market world, Miranda. Okay, the stock market is basically on a mixed bag, no? The stock market is also on a mixed bag at this point. Makikita mo dito, Nasdaq meron siyang tinutungtungang resistance. Sabi ko nga kailangan niyang basagin. Kamukha siya ni Bitcoin, meron siya tinutungtungang 382 resistance sa 13,176. Ginuhitan ko din yan, Miranda, like what I've done earlier. 13,176. Doon pa rin naman nire-respeto yung price niya over the past 10 minutes after the speech. Doon pa rin nire-respeto niya. And the other big market indexes, no, Netflix 0.09, Meta 0.21, hindi definitive, no? Naguguluhan din siguro ang market on where do they think that this market can go. You will notice walang big candles. In fact, nagdo-doji pa si Nasdaq, no? So, ang gawin natin ganito, Miranda, no? That's okay. That's okay. Walang market activity, wala namang special na sinabi. The market isn't really giving us big candles. So, what are we going to do? Di magstay tayo within RTAs. Stay tayo within RTAs. Yan. Within RTAs, let's actually wait for our 21,811 price to break out. Otherwise, we're going to wait for this support breakdown. Pero para sa akin, guys, no news is good news. Yun lang. No news is good news. Wala siyang sinabing maganda, wala siyang sinabing sobrang pangit, wala siyang sinabing sobrang maganda. No news is good news. Let the market make its own movement. So hindi lang po tayo, guys, hindi lang tayo ang apektado because right now we need to see, alam naman natin that the bigger market, wala naman siyang ginagawa. No, Nasdaq is also on a correction line here. Nilagay ko yan kanina before tayo mag-live. Okay? Hindi siya umaangat, hindi siya sobrang bumababa. It's actually on a doji, so the market is processing it. Kailangan natin ng isang market activity. Hindi lang tayo, guys, as a crypto, even the biggest trillion-dollar market hindi gumagalaw. So antayin natin yung market movement. Pag ito bumasag ng support si Nasdaq, Bitcoin can probably follow. Kunin natin si support niya. Okay? So kunin natin ito. Actually, pwede pa tong mag-bounce lang. Let me actually do it. Yan. So meron kang co-correction line niya dito. So aabangan natin itong arrow na to. This one. So ang potential mangyari dito, this one, itong apex na to. Pag ito umakyat, tutuloy-tuloy aakyat din si Bitcoin, babasag din si Bitcoin paakyat. Yan, this can also happen. Tingnan natin mabuti. So this one can also happen, this one. Pag umakyat dito, pwedeng umakyat dyan or bumasag. Okay? Tapos, let's go back to Nasdaq. Yan, aabangan natin ito. Potentially pwedeng umakyat. Same thing with a Bitcoin. Okay? So walang sinabing gaanong market mover. Let's actually see some of the news. I did not really hear anything, Miranda. Wala akong nakita. I mean, lahat ng sinabi niya, sinabi na rin naman niya sa atin before. Sabi ng CNBC, they're not going to tell what do they want to hear. Ayan. Warrant of some pain. Warrant of some pain. The market is not reacting to it. All right. So, no market movement, no news is good news. We are back to normal. So, if you are holding big positions, so walang, we're going to wait for a breakout. So, wala eh. So, wala tayong magagawa, no? Anyway, so with that said, ang mangyayari ngayon is this. Makinig na mabuti kung walang gaanong nangyayari sa market effect, no? What's going to happen is this, camera. Listen to me carefully, ha? So, kung wala nangyari, ang aabangan natin, okay? So, ito, wala. Technically. So, lagyan natin ng black. Yan, wala yan. So, mangyayari, okay? We're going to wait for a support breakdown or resistance breakout based on the lines I showed earlier. Okay. And then, let's wait for the following dates, no? September 6, Bellatrix. September 15, Pinas Time, pinaka-importante. September 13, CPI. And then, ito wala pa to, no? So, itong aantayin natin itong mga yan. Tapos, trade your altcoins, no? Altcoins, let me check the watch list na meron tayo. Alright, as I've always said, get out of this coin, trade, i-ano nyo lang si sell, no? Trade nyo lang. Do not ever put money here. I've been saying to you guys the longest time. Price right now is down to almost 100% drawdown. Kawawa naman yung mga tao dito. Okay, so drawdown of almost 76%. So please umiiwan ng pera dyan. Alright, Cardano is actually on a little bit, iniisip ng market dito, ito po ay aakyat pataas because of this flag, no? Yung bear flag na yan. Angat natin. Meron din yan 382 dyan, no? Meron siya 236 rather, may Fibonacci dyan. So, basically, the market just saw a breakout kanina, kaya medyo umakyat ng konti yan. The market should decide kung ito ay aakyat based on this, no? At titingnan niyo mabuti dyan, lumaban, umakyat, umaakyat na siya, merong pagsuporta dito nung bumaba siya ulit. So ang pasok nyo dito ngayon dyan is going to be somewhere here. Pagbasag ng previous swing high niya, pwede pang umakyat yun pataas. Or pag hindi niya binasag, pwede bumaba dito. Make sure, no, that you guys follow our system to determine oscillator sa baba kung aakyat or bababa yan. Okay, sakit sa ilong. Sorry. Okay, okay, so we're seeing a trend resistance, CHZ, siguro ito na lang muna hanggang tatlong muna kasi ang topic natin is about the effect of the market, no? Okay, Powell's speech to the market. All right, so tinirend we already charted this, pinakita ko na to before. No? Pinakita ko na to before. So basically, what we need to do is obviously, kukuha ka na lang ng support sa ilalim dito. Kukuha ka ng support dyan. Okay? Hanggat hindi yan nagbe-breakdown ng support, then it can still go up even higher. Wag gaanong mag-all in on these types of coins. You have a template or a format kung ilang percent ba dyan based on our intermediate class, based on our correlated coin analysis, based on our diversification strategy natin. Always make sure. Masasabi ko lang sa inyo, if you're charting and trading CHZ, do not go all in. No, trade the money that you can lose on CHZ. So it will never go down. People are earning on that swing. So i-trade nyo lang. No, may potential naman yung coin. XRP, the same thing. Diniscuss ko sa intermediate class to kanina. This was actually a fib resistance. This is actually a trend resistance breakout. Kaya umakyat yan. Nasabi ko kanina, kung wala naman kayong intermediate class, sinabi ko to kanina. Ulitin ko na lang dito again because concerned din ako sa community natin dito. Ito lang sasabihin natin, Miranda, no? I-summarize ko na lang yung sinabi ko sa intermediate class kanina. 1. If the coins are breaking out, no, let's say kanina nag-breakout yung ADA tsaka XRP, no? Before kayo magpaka-bullish, ito yung sinabi ko sa Twitter kanina. Ayan. Sabi ko sa Twitter kanina para alam niyo yung sagot. Yan. TRBO consolidation, anong next? No? Pag may mga ganito, nakapasok tayo dyan, does it always follow a late magic? No? Does it follow always follow an early magic? Sabi ni Franz, early magic daw, ihanda na yung wallet, sabi ni Lord Manny. What normally happens, ito yung gagawin ninyo, Miranda, ha? Kapag ang isang coin bumasag pataas, sabayan nyo, yes, follow your TA, but take a look at the bigger market. Kasi yung kaninang alas 2:30 ng hapon, dalawa lang sila. Si XRP, si ADA, ang umakyat pataas when everyone else is going down. So kapag umakyat ang isang coin at bumasag yan ng isang technical resistance, in this case si Cardano kanina bumasag ng 1 week worth of resistance. So multi-day resistance siya. Binasag niya. Question, is it going to go higher? Before mo sagutin, look at your market. Is everyone else going higher? Because during the same time, Ethereum was actually going down. No? So, when you read the market, tatanungin niyo sarili niyo, meron bang reason ba't aakyat yan? May FA ba yan? No? What will drive the price to go higher is the people who are buying the coin and who trust the coin na ito ay aakyat. No? Pag umakyat ang coin, there's a volume driver, there's an FA driver, edi maganda. Diba? But in the case kanina, yung sagot mo sa tweet natin, is it going to go higher? Medyo defensive ka dyan. Bakit? Kasi dalawa lang naman silang umakyat. Meron bang FA? Meron bang FA na nangyari? If everyone else na correlated coin sa kanya is going down, then potentially, the price yung inakyat niya kanina can still correct. True enough, nagko-correct siya after nang umakyat siya kaninang 2:30 ng hapon. Ito yan, no? Around 2:30. Yan, 14 nitong part na yan. Umakyat siya. Kasi meron siyang binasag dito na trend resistance na matagal na nagsa-sideways tapos may binasag siya, umakyat. Ang question lang naman kanina is this going to go even higher? Pag dalawa lang silang umaakyat, the entire market has no conviction, pwede mo mabapatin yan. So make sure you know when to put your exits and your stop losses. Okay? So, other coins. Let's look for other coins. Medyo, as I've said, get out of yourself in sell. Ayan. Tanggalin nyo yung sarili nyo dyan. Always trade. Another thing, Miranda, ito yung mga babantayan ninyo, ha? Another thing, ito yung mga masasarap i-trade kasi. Yan. Let's go to the 1 hour. Ayan. I think sinagot din kanina yung question na to. No? Maganda to kasing question na to eh. Sinagot din ng mga mentors. So I really like this question. Yan. Ito. And we're able to trade yan. So, ang tanong kasi dito ka Miranda is, similar coins po yan ng ibang trader. May connection po ba ang mga malalaking trader or meron bang way to indicate yung mga coins na magaganda na pwedeng maging tradable setups mo? Yan. Uy, pati Jackson Hole trending sa Singapore. Oh. Alright. Okay. Sagutin ko to ha. Kasi yung iba sa inyo, bakit mo na-trade coach? Bakit kami hindi? Bakit mo na-trade si Cell, si OP, tsaka si CHZ? Where are you able to trade them? Okay. Ito yung sasabihin ko sa inyo. Kapag kayo nag-pull up ng isang chart, kita niyo yung isang chart na yun, diba? You're able to see all of that. One of the important things na kailangan yung gagawin lagi is dapat meron kayong tinatawag na watch list na ganito. Yan. You have your series of coins. Yan. From your watch list, filter them out based on the percent of change. Okay. Ngayon, if for example, nakakita ka ng flow, yan. Flow nag-negative 5.8%. Yan. Kapag kayo, nakakita kayo ng mga ganitong forma, yan. Meron kang common support dito, yan. Common support ka dyan, yan. Kunin mo yan, yan. Common support. Within this range, no, yan. Tapos, itong coin na ito, bumubuo ng parang M. Yan, they call it Mickey Mouse. Natandaan nyo lagi na kapag ito, another thing, isa pa ito, ganito, yan. Another example natin ito. So, meron ka ditong support na ginawa, sinubukan niyang umakyat, pero binababa siya, aabangan mo lagi itong breakdown dito, itong part na to. Parang yan, aabangan mo yan, yan. Aabangan mo yan. Okay? Aabangan mo yan. Yung mga breakdowns of the previous swing low. Okay? Another thing, nag-aantabayanan mo din is your ADA. Itong sample naman ito. Aabangan mo naman dyan, if you filter them already, gawin natin itong 30 minutes sample yan. Ang galing ko na ito muna. No? Ito nga abangan natin para hindi kayo naiiwan. Yan. Okay. So, tanggalin natin ito dito. Yan. Okay. Pag pabaliktad naman, nakakita ka naman ng ganito. Yan. Okay. Meron kang resistance. Dito, ito yung aabangan mo. Aabangan mo yan. No? So, you have this. Breakdown here. Aabangan mo to. Okay. Pagpaakyat naman, pwedeng ganyan. Meron kang neckline dito. Aabangan mo dito yan. Okay. Makakita kayo ng mga ganyan. You're going to see some of that. So, ibig sabihin nito, itong swing, itong price na to, ito yung mga important prices. Parang iba yung ibig sabihin. Alright. Mga important prices yan. So, yung mga basag niya dito, previous support lines, pag binabasag niyo, tumutuloy-tuloy ang pababa. Yan ang aabangan ninyo. Okay? Of course, kailangan din kayo masanay sa mga triangles. Yan. Pwedeng umikot yan dyan. Pwedeng mag-breakout. Triangles. Pwedeng mag-breakdown. Yan ang aabangan natin. Okay? So, in this particular case, yung ginagawa natin, no? Para meron kayong i-chart, marami kayong i-chart, lahat yan. Tapos, hahanapin nyo nasa ng part ng chart niyo yung price. Pag ito ay gumawa na ng mga ganyan, katulad kanina, no? I'm looking at Cardano. Sabi ko, meron tong babasaging common resistance, no? May babasaging common resistance. So, most likely, aangat. So, aabangan na natin with the potential to go up even higher. Ngayon, paano natin na ilagay? Isa pa itong gagawin yung tip ka, Miranda, ha? You need to do this tip. Paano naman, coach, yung mga traders na wala naman sa watchlist nila yung coin, pero lumilipad, no? Paano nila nakukuha yon? Ito yung gagawin ninyo. Punta kayo sa BingX. Go to BingX. When you go to BingX ka, Miranda, what I want you guys to open is your app. Even on Binance, merong ganito ka, Miranda, ha? Even on Binance. Okay. What you guys need to do is go to your hot, top gainers, and new listing. Pag kinuha nyo yan, kukunin ninyo, isusort out nyo yan. Okay, either ascending, okay, descending, yan. kukunin ninyo yung mga lumilipad na coin based on that time na binuksan nyo siya. Okay, for example, today, nakita tayo ng top gainer. The name is NUM, no? NUMUSDT. Or, kuha tayo, for example, on futures, ang top gainer natin, let's say, is si Lunsi. Yan, Lunsi. Or sa lowest gainer is si LDO or OP. Yan. So, when you look at when you look at these coins, kukunin niyo yung pinaka-binugbog, no? Yung heavily beated coin. Yung binugbog. Kukunin niyo yan. Kukunin yan. Tapos yung hot coins. Yung heavily traded yan. Kunin niyo yan, ha. Pag wala kayong matrade, kukunin niyo yan. Okay. Lalabas dyan yung mga coins na bago sa paningin mo, pero it will catch your attention, no? Catch your attention. If it get your attention, sasabihin mo sa sarili mo, okay. So, for example, today, si LDO, ano ba to si LDO? Is LDO good? Mukhang maganda, bumagsak, heavily beated. Then, hahanapin mo siya ngayon. For example lang, nakita natin si LDO. Yan. So, let's all look for LDO. If LDO is here, then why not? Diba? Alright. So, LDO, kunin natin. It's going to chart this coin. Yan. Unang-unang aalamin mo, ito ba ay may historical support and resistance. Pag wala, mahihirapan ka doon. For example, so LDO today is currently negative 13.58%. 13.58% si LDO. 786 correction. Okay, let's go to the 4 hours. Ayan. Giving you an example ka, Miranda, ha? I'm just giving you an example. Okay, let's now do this. Alright, so napakailalim. Wala kang 618, swing high, swing low. Meron ka ditong 618 area, hindi nag-correct doon. So, unusual to. So, we're going to do a trend support line breakdown. Okay, trabaho natin hanapin where will that support. Swing low to swing high. Kukunin mo ngayon si 0.5, yun yung pinaka-support niya. Okay, fine. Lalabas tayo ngayon dyan. Hahanapin natin ngayon, bakit siya tinawag na negative 13.58? Nag-retrace ba ito? Over the past 24 hours, mukha kang nag-retrace. So malamang meron tong binasagan pababa. Pababa tayo yan. So bumasag pababa, true enough, bumasag siya. We're now going to look for a potential resistance area. Hanapin natin yan. Okay, bumasag doon. So trabaho natin hanapin ngayon, where is this going to support? Swing low to swing high. Nag-support in the 618 area. Now, trabaho natin hanapin, palitin natin yung mundo niya ulit after the naked charting. Look at your 618 area. Now, ito ay sinusubukan niyang bumasag. That's when you enter now your oscillators. Just actually click on your MACD. Isa-isayin na natin. There you go. You have your MACD confirmation. So, heavily beated yung coin. Nag-retrace within the past 24 hours. Sinalon ng 618, the MACD is confirming, so potentially pwede pang umakyat. That's an example of how you look for your coins in your watch list. Ganun lang kadali. Pero mukha lang siyang madali kasi ako yung gumawa. No? You need to make sure na kayo din kailangan nyo rin siyang gawin. Okay? Araw-arawin nyo yung paggawa ng charts ninyo. Another example is, this is a heavily beated coin. Okay, ano naman ang magiging exit plan mo? What's gonna be your exit plan? If you enter this, what's gonna be your take profit line? Diba? If you enter this, kukuha ka na naman dito ng swing high to swing low. Kukunin mo yung 382 area. That can become your exit plan. Now, ngayon, it looks like ito ay bumababa. Pababa tayo ngayon sa 15 minutes. Yan, nagkakaroon siya ng egg pababa naman dun sa 382 na yon. What's gonna be happening next? Hanapin mo naman, where can this go down? When will this support? Where will this support? Pwede mo na laruin dito yung iyong bounce play. Pwedeng ganun. Gawa ka ngayon ng oscillators. Maghahanap ka na magko-confirm dito para laro, akyat. Kailangan mag-confirm mo na itong sa baba. As easy as that. Meron ka ng LDO sa watchlist mo. Another example is, for example, you have your let's look for Lunsi. Merong Lunsi, no? Pero futures tayo. So let's look for NGUSD. Ano kung meron to, Wala. Let's look for Lunsi. Wala si TradingView. Okay, let's look for Lunsi. USDT. Wag yan. Meron akong Lunsi dito. Wait lang. Okay guys, bukas may Chinese tayong guest na. So, ubusin ko lang yung mga thought process natin today. Let's look for Lunsi BUSD. Okay, ito naman umakyat. Okay, umakyat daw siya ng around 16.67%. No? I don't have Bing X here on the chart. So for the illustration purposes, I'll just use Lunsi BUSD. Okay, so kunin natin ito. Let's go on a 4 hours first. Yan. Okay. Simulan na natin dito. So kukunin ko muna ito. Swing high to swing low. Okay. Kinuha niya sa corrected 618 area. Doon siya nagko-correct. So umakyat nga siya. Pero it's correcting now. So ito yung sinasabi niya, yung umakyat daw. Yan. Ayan. Yun. So ngayon ang trabaho natin, kung umakyat man siya based on your hot coins, hanapin natin kung umakyat siya, how long can this correct? No? So baba tayo ngayon, let's going down to 1 hour. Tingnan natin, nag-correct sa 618 area. Yan, example ko kanina. Merong potential yung coin. So gagawin natin ngayon, hahanap tayo ngayon kung saan pwedeng pumunta itong coin na to. Let's now do our support here. This is gonna be our strong resistance. So dito mo siya ngayon aabangan. Yan. So in short, ang ginawa natin ngayon, how can you now, sinagot ko lang yung tanong dito, no? Sabi niya, similar coins, hindi, no? Hindi kami nagbibigayan ng signal ng mga malalaking traders. Ang ginagawa namin, we look at the hot, what's your heavily beaten coin, what's your trending coin, then we chart that. If we see an opportunity, then we trade the coin. Okay, can you please type number 1 kung nakatulong ba yon at nakaunawa kayo on how to scope your coins para makatulong sa inyo, hindi kayo nahuhuli. There's always a way for you to get your coins na medyo may magandang volatility. And hanapin nyo yung mga ginagalaw na mga traders. Kasi minsan, yung top 10 coins, your RSI, your Bitcoin, your ADA, your Cardano, your Ethereum, your BNB, minsan flat lang sila. Hindi sila gumagalaw. Patalang gano'n lang sila. Di ba? Di ba? Minsan mga sideways. Para magalaw, para makuha mo yung mga malalaking galaw at di ka nahuhuli, no? Because wala ka naman connection, wala ka namang network. Edi punta ka dun sa what's hot in your heavily beaten coin. Okay? All coins tapos sort based on heavily beaten, yan. Tapos all coins sort volume, yan. All coins sort hot. Kukunin mo yan tatlong yan, sino yung pinakabugbog, sino yung pinakamaganda, sino yung pinakamagandang volume, then you chart them, hanapin mo saan ka pwedeng pumasok. Ganun lang po. Yun ang pinabonus ko sa inyo kasi na kung nakuha kay ay bumaba na si Bitcoin, tingnan natin. Bumaba na si Bitcoin. Okay, let's now go on your 15. Ayan, this is just a technical resistance correction, no? Technical resistance correction yan. Fibonacci resistance rather. It's a Fibonacci resistance correction. I placed the line there before the show or during the show. Respeto naman niya. So basically, mag-aantay tayo ngayon ng bounce on this particular support. Aantay tayo ng bounce. So wag muna tayong pumasok ng malaking pera. Mag-aantay tayo either ng breakout here or ng breakdown here before we enter a big money. Alright, yun muna ka Miranda, no? So, wala tayong medyo nakuha dyan kay Powell. Parehas lang naman pala yung sinabi niya. And sabi nga natin sa mga news, mag-aantay lahat ng buong mundo. Wala, ganun talaga Those things happen, no? And we're going to wait for a conviction from the market based on the price action maya-maya on the support and resistance. Of course, tomorrow, wag kalimutan ka Miranda, meron po kaming show with Coach Wong. Yan po yung aming show tomorrow. We're going to meet him. There's going to be a Saturday Chinese show going forward. Yeah? In case you miss me, dyan pa rin ako, Kamiranda, I'm gonna be there. And pag-uusapan namin tomorrow, ano ba yung Chinese? Hindi China guys, bawal mag-trade sa China. Ha? Yung mga Chinese speaking lang in the Philippines and in East Asia, pag-uusapan namin yan tomorrow. Okay? Alright. Okay, yun. Nakatulong ba yun? All right. Oh. Sabi ni Ron, Coach, sabi ng CNBC and other sites hawkish. Eh kung hawkish, di hawkish, I was expecting kung hawkish siya, bumaba ng sobra. Hindi, the market isn't agreeing with CNBC. Tingnan natin guys, again, I may be wrong ha, pero tingnan natin guys, the market is doji. Parang sinasabi ng market, hawkish pwedeng siguro sinasabi, ito interpretation natin. Hawkish, oo, sige, pero let us see if the market will decide. Tingnan natin. Siguro sinasabi ng market, alam na namin yan, hawkish ka. Ayaw namin maniwala sa iyo. The market will be the ultimate decision maker. No? Sinasabi niya, parang sinabi ni Marcos or I don't want to mention any political name. I'm sorry about that. But for example, sinabi ng isang tao na okay, tataas natin yung interest rates, hawkish tayo. Pero alam na namin yan eh. The indicators, Powell, siguro iniisip ng market ganito. No? Powell said hawkish siya. Pero sinasabi ng market, siguro, the market says, we already know that. We already priced that in. Siguro, ganun. Kaya tingnan mo, nangyari. Buong araw siya nagsalita, buong oras siya nagsalita, the market is doji. Okay. Yes, the market is still hoping. Powell the prankster kayo talaga. I went in with all my BST. Or, nakatulong ba yon the way we scope the coin? Nakatulong ba sa inyo? Sana nakatulong sa inyo yung quick lecture natin, ha? Ayan. Sabi ni Richard Mutas, sa beginners to, nalimutan ko, nabuti na refresh ni Coach. Yan. Yun ang gagawin ninyo, Miranda. Kasi, minsan, parang hindi kayo nahuhuli. Kasi minsan naman, di naman ako laging online. Pero bakit naman natin natitrade yung mga ganyang coin? Why are we able to trade those coins? Meron tayong mga proseso, tinuro ko na sa inyo para malaman nyo na wala mo tayong sinisikreto, no? Para at least kayo din makapag-trade din kayo at kumita din kayo the way I do it on my filtering. Okay? Okay, sana may nakuha kayong new lesson dyan. Okay. Ano pag-usapan natin? Alright. Okay. Teka lang. Oy, thank you for the great comments. Maraming salamat. Sabi ni Mark Santos, very informative. Maraming salamat. Another aha monument. Ano galing aha moment na yan? Alistair, naka-aha moment yung chart ni Coach. Thank you. Uy, salamat Royal Decree. Salamat. Thank you, Kay. Uy, salamat. Uy, thank you, John. May nag-super chat. Thank you. What to do during choppy market? You wait for breakouts on major support and resistance. Or paliitin mo yung chart, go for a smaller time frame. Look for your smaller time frames and understand if you could see some kasi minsan ganun sa big time frame choppy, smaller time frame baka meron ka makita mga apex dyan. Otherwise, you really need to wait. Parang ngayon wala kang makita talaga. Tingnan natin pag manalo, edi hawkish. Kung talagang baba ng market, again, I'm not always right, guys. Sinasabi ko lang, we need to wait for how the market is reacting. Yung show natin dito is to give you guidance saan mapupunta yung market based on some FA. Wala. The market said, no, we're hoping gaganda pa yan. Ganun ang sabi ng market. So kahit magsabi si Powell na siguro sinasabi ng market, ayoko sa'yo, hindi ako naniniwala kasi si gas price bumababa na Wala na akong pakialam dyan. Mag-aantay na lang ako ng Ethereum siguro. Yung sinasabi siguro nila. Okay, salamat Coach. Saan maganda mag-enter ng position trade sa Tesla? Uy, parang faceless boy. PM mo nga ako. Parang kilala ko to. Alright. Coach, tanong ko lang po kung saan mas mura yung fee sa BingX. Alam mo, I am promoting, when you mean fees, trading fees, withdrawal fees, ano ba yan? Deposit fees, anong fees po yan? Or Romel, you can use perpetual. It's okay. I'm just using the non-perpetual because marami pa ring traders dito, mga spot traders, no? So I hope you understand that. Salamat. Okay. Shout out Mai. Hey Mai, salamat. I love you Mai. Alright, uy Miranda. Dami natin pinag-discuss. Ganun talaga, wala tayong magagawa, no? And the market is always the winner, no? Again, sorry, sumisilip ako dun sa gilid. Kasi may gumagalaw sa peripheral view ko kanina pa. Hindi ko alam kung ba't anong gumagalaw dun. Alright, anyways, maraming salamat sa mga tanong ninyo, no? I hope nakatulong yung konti kong reminder sa inyo how to look for those coins na merong potential. Yung ginawa ko kanina. Look for your highly volatile, hot lists, mostly heavily beaten, and look for them. Tinuro ko na yun before, baka nakalimutan nyo lang. Okay? Alright, moderators, mentors, maraming salamat. God bless you. Don't forget to click on like and subscribe to our channel. And that's it for our show for today. Medyo mahaba-haba. Thank you, Miranda, and I love you 3,000. Thank you guys. At huwag niyong sabihin multo kayo talaga. Sabi ni Ilocano, si Chot Reyes talaga may kasalanan yan. Alright. Uy, salamat ha. Salamat. God bless you and I love you 3,000. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon.